Hello and welcome to tonight's weather video. We've got a chilly night again. If you're getting radiational cooling, it's going to be really cold until these clouds come in. You can see the clouds off to the southwest trying to move in, but they're really slow, and got fairly clear skies. And it seems to be the trend that we've had the past couple of days is that we've the clouds during the day, and then the skies tend to clear out at night. So if you really want to see clear skies, well, you have to go out at night, and you know. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So I'm kind of just out there taking pictures at night when the sky looks prettier, even though there's no sunlight. Yeah, we've had pretty starry skies out there tonight. Very nice. Too bad there is a week. If you're north, you might be getting to see some northern lights, but other than that, it's very weak, and we're not going to see anything like that here. And it's chilly out there. So looking at the current temperatures right now. Islip 32 degrees. West Hampton is already down to 25. But if you're in the city, well, it's 43 at LaGuardia. And let's see where the clouds are. You can see how much warmer it is. 40 in Ocean County, where they have the cloud cover, and that's keeping the temperatures up. However, note that it's 44. This is on the top of the hospital at Stony Brook, so as you go aloft, the temperature goes up with the radiational cooling. But of course, in the alley, it's 41. So, yeah, we're not getting any radiational cooling where I live. And it really didn't drop much below that last night. 41, 42 degrees was it. It's as cold as it got in the morning. So we'll look at the map, and we'll show you what the highs were today first. Actually, we'll start with the lows first. Let's do the lows because that's definitely more interesting. 24 at West Hampton this morning. 32 at Islip. 28 at Shirley. And in the city, LaGuardia had 39, and Central Park probably 39 as well. And Miller Air Park got down to 28, so it looks like West Hampton was the coldest spot. And during the day, we had highs upper 40s too, around 50, still a little bit below normal, and a lot of clouds around, some jet junk. We also had rain on, we had some shower activity yesterday morning, so we'll go ahead and look at the amount of precipitation that fell from that. And it wasn't really very much, very, very little. But I was surprised at all the big puddles we had here in Mineola. Again, there's no drainage here whatsoever. I was surprised. You would think when I went out, I'm like, oh boy, it looked like it rained a lot, but it really didn't. So, looking at Islip and what kind of day we had at Islip today, you can see those calm winds, the radiational cooling, clear skies. The dew points are low, so that's why we're seeing that radiational cooling. But those clouds moving in will put a lid on it. But it's still pretty chilly out there. In some areas, pretty much 32 now, and that was probably the low this morning as well. So let's see what it was this morning. Probably was 34, actually. So the low at Islip, 33. Yeah, it actually dropped down. This is a drop down last night. And then there was a little bit of a wind that kept the radiational cooling from getting too strong, I guess, at Islip. So it is actually much colder now than it was at this time last night. But that's all going to change once those clouds come in. The temperatures it's going to put a lid on it, and the temperatures will start rising throughout the day. And if you're in West Hampton, obviously much colder there. 25. The dew point's even lower there, 19. And that obviously sets the stage for some radiational cooling. And they could drop a little more before this night is over. It'll be interesting to see what they get down to tonight. Over this morning, again, they were in the 20s for a good part of that, and they were calm. So, yeah, they pretty chilly. So, pretty much the temperatures that everybody got down to this morning are being reached much sooner tonight. However, again, we have those clouds coming in, and that's going to change things. Put a lid on the radiation cooling. There's mid-level clouds, too, so they're lower. They're not just high clouds. So, looking at our statistics today at Islip, a high of 50 and a low of 34, about 2 degrees below normal for the day. Again, because we've been a little bit below normal with the temperatures. And precipitation, too, by the way, is also below normal as well to some extent for the month. Looking at our satellite here, those clouds are from the next storm system that we have here coming in. You can see this is this next storm system right here that will be kind of being pushed to the south a little bit. Going to the weather map here, you'll see here, there's your next storm system and a cold front that will be moving. That this will eventually be moving through by the weekend. So we will have a threat for some precipitation So let's go and look at the models now. And we do have a threat for some precipitation. So looking at the European, you'll see here, tomorrow we're dry, but then rain will move in mostly south of us overnight into Saturday morning, and then eventually pushing to the southeast later on Saturday. And then we have high pressure that will be building in for Sunday. And then as far as, I'll just give you a sneak peek at next week. Next week looks fair until we get toward the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. Then we're going to have some precipitation with a cold front. And then colder weather will move in for Thanksgiving. So just in time for Thanksgiving and the holiday weekend. Colder weather will move in. But we'll talk more about that on Sunday. So let's go look at the HRRR and go with our dew points and wind flow. First, we'll do that to show you again we got that dry air in place. And tomorrow the winds go westerly, and you notice the dew points are rising. We're going to have warmer air tomorrow. Tomorrow will be much warmer than today. So it will feel warmer with that west wind. And then heading into Saturday, you see the winds go to the north, and the colder air kind of comes back into the picture into Saturday and Sunday with more of a north wind there. And so we look at our temperatures. Temperatures, and you'll see here that tonight, again, I think the temperatures that we have right now are probably maybe going out a few more degrees. Once those clouds come in, that's going to put a lid on it. And then for tomorrow, much warmer. Temperatures will probably be in the mid-50s. So maybe a little bit above normal tomorrow. And then they won't be dropping that much tomorrow night either. But Saturday, temperatures will probably be around 50 degrees with that north wind moving in there. All right. And then if we go beyond that, onto the European here, just go beyond that. We'll use the European here. You see the temperatures, again, for drop. And again, it could be a cold night, again, with radiational cooling Saturday night to Sunday morning with temperatures probably below freezing in the Pine Barrens and close to it everywhere else except Miami. And then for Sunday, you'll see it probably will be a little bit cooler on Sunday with the temperatures. But still, we have the dry air in place. You see the dew points are low. So that'll mean radiational cooling. So let's go back to the HRRR here. Look at our precipitation here that the HRRR is suggesting we're going to see with this system that we have going by to the south. All right, so more clouds tomorrow, and then we'll have rain move in. It looks like Saturday morning. It looks like some showers Saturday morning, and then eventually improving by the afternoon. So probably won't be all that much. Similar to the last rainfall event we had, probably a quarter of an inch or less. Let's see what this says here. Yeah, pretty much, and most of it's going to be more rainfall to the south generally. That's generally the trend with this. You can look at the NAM as well. Probably similar idea here. We will go ahead and look at the NAM as well. So there's the NAM, and you see there's the rain that's going to be going by. And it's not going to be all that heavy, but it will be a little wet on Saturday morning and then improving later on. Originally, I was hoping Saturday would be mostly sunny, but the system's a little slower to depart, so it might not be mostly sunny. But that's pretty much your only threat for precipitation Saturday morning, and that's it. So that's pretty much most of the models. We'll just go to the HDRPS, see if it looks any different. It's the 18Z here, which is a little more enhanced. Looks a little heavier, especially to the south. Moves it a little faster along here. Let's see, total accumulated precip. Yeah, the HDRPS is thinking more like a half an inch if you're in southern Jersey, and more like a quarter of an inch around us. But that's where the potential for the heavier rain will be, depending on where these heavier. And again, this isn't really that impressive of a system, but and again, it's sliding by to the south. Let's go to the European and see what that says as far as rainfall. Yeah, similar idea, generally speaking. There's not a whole lot of moisture with this system. We'll show you. Not in our area. You see, most of it's off to the south, so that's why I'm thinking probably won't be a whole lot of rain, but it'll make Saturday morning wet, I think. Let's talk about the skies next. So obviously tomorrow we're gonna have plenty of clouds around, high clouds, some mid-level clouds. Maybe a good deal of jet junk thrown in, and then obviously clouds Saturday night, starting with clouds Saturday, and then eventually clearing out. But you can see it doesn't really clear out until later in the day. And then Sunday, we have to worry about this cirrus around. So I was hoping we'd get a mostly sunny day out of it, but that's as far as the RGEM will go at 0Z, as far as the weekend goes. Um, Sunday is probably going to be your better day, I would think. Um, if I want to go, we'd have to use the GFS if we wanted to go a little further here. And this is like a low resolution, but you can see all the high clouds that we're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. So maybe Monday we can have a sunny day. But right now, it's looking like we're going to, originally the storm system looked like it was going to move a little faster. We'd get rid of these clouds, but not really looking like that. And obviously, we're not going to have too much of wind issues. I'll go to use the windy site, but not for wind. I'm going to just show you this here. There's not really a whole lot of wind to deal with behind this front. Not really going to be that breezy. But just visualize the clouds. You can see they're kind of just slow to leave our area here, because again, this is what we have to deal with. And by the time that pulls out, then we got to deal with maybe some cirrus level clouds on Sunday, perhaps. So yeah, it's getting a clear or mostly sunny day is very, very difficult, as you know. I was hoping it was originally going to be this weekend. That looked like the models saying Saturday. Oh, Saturday we'll have decent weather in the afternoon. But this front, they always wind up slowing down. It's always the case, unfortunately. So anyway, that'll be it. Have a good weekend. And again, Saturday morning be a bit sucky, but by later in the day in the afternoon should be drying out. So that's it. Have a good night.